Wow. Hello and welcome to Coffee with Serge. I'm Serge.
And I'm Graham, and I'm here to have coffee with Serge, which is apparently not what's happening today.
So we're having Bhutanese butter tea.
Bhutanese butter tea.
Which is new to me. I only
Okay.
learned about this like 2 weeks ago, and it's cool as heck. And I want to say, for the record, I don't hate tea.
I never said you did.
And just because this is Coffee with Serge doesn't mean we can't explore other delicious caffeinated beverages in the spot. Because
I will accept that when you go for coffee with someone, they're not obliged to literally drink coffee. So I'm in for Bhutanese butter tea.
you are in for a treat.
Okay.
So today we're at Jagasilk. One of my long good friends, Jared, who I met in the industry something like 15 years ago. Jared, hi friend.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
So you just got back from Bhutan, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What sent you there?
We actually were, my wife and I, she's the other owner of the company, were invited to join Pedro Vigilon of 05T. He'd been working for 3 years to go to Bhutan. Mew has always dreamed about going. I've always been sort of enticed by Bhutan, but my understanding is, and this was proven true, it's very challenging to get into the country. But what was cool is through Pedro's hard work, he was able to form a connection with a cooperative called Samcholing. And Samcholing knows the Deputy Chief of Marketing and Commerce for the Royal Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock in Bhutan. Who knew? Yeah. And they were able to get us a visa, basically be part of a tea delegation, as they called it.
A tea delegation.
A tea delegation.
To Bhutan.
To Bhutan.
Did you know about Bhutanese butter tea before you went? Is this sort of like their main thing?
Well, okay. I think that when they brought us over, they were trying to encourage us to check out lots of different agricultural products.
Okay.
The point was low volume, high value. Now, we had been introduced to some of the products of the Samcholing Tea Cooperative, and one of them was this suja, as they call it, butter tea. And we researched it a bit, and when you look into the history of tea, it does come up quite a bit, this yak butter tea that was consumed in the Himalayas that is basically the beginning of everything.
I have heard of this
Right?
from
Yeah.
a video game
Yeah.
called The Journeyman Project.
What is the process?
And so the process for making the butter tea it's actually quite long, and I'm going to do the short version.
Okay.
So the long version is we use this, which I'm still going to use. We do a 4-hour boil on the stove.
Okay.
We might, yeah. We'll hold off on that. So
It'll be a very long video.
it would be a very long video. What I'm going to do though is not forget this. This is made out of aluminum, so it's a good conductor of heat. So we don't want to forget to use the
The heat rag.
Now, is there a reason that you want to use aluminum here?
I'm just going for the way they made it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could totally do this differently. I could make this in a glass teapot. I could make it in a massive big mason jar. But there's something really cool about the way they were doing it. They just had this kind of hanging out on a wood stove all day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just preheat that a little bit.
If I take nothing else away from Coffee with Serge, I've learned that much.
Preheat everything.
Preheat everything.
Yeah.
Jared's one of the people who taught me like preheat technique and importance as well, because tea cares about temperature even more than coffee does.
I can imagine.
So there you go. Right, doesn't that smell awesome?
There's some of it. I'm getting sort of two kind of smells. One is just like, it's tea. There's like very like, yo, it's the smell of tea. You know tea.
Yeah.
But then there's this other thing there it's more floral, but it's not like a pleasant flower. It's just like there's something else going on in there.
I get almost like cane sugar. It's sweet.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a sweetness, like a maltiness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, and I always, whenever I smell it, I just think of the fires and the wood and stuff too. Like I feel like I get that in there, but maybe that's all placebo. We're adding tea. I'm gonna do 15 grams of tea, and we want a total of 600 grams of boiling water that I've been boiling in the background there. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go grab some butter. I'm going to pour the extract into this pot here. I'm going to melt the butter in the extraction. Then I'm gonna go and steam myself some milk. I'm going to add that to the mixture. Gonna crack in some Himalayan sea salt, of course. Ooh. And then I'm going to use a tool called a jatu, and I'm gonna whisk away. All right?
Great.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So is the butter you've got is just butter?
It's unsalted organic butter.
Local
Yeah.
butter? It's just butter?
It's just butter.
Okay.
Yeah. We haven't... And I like to think about the historical context of this tea too. I think that's one of the things that's really interesting to me.
Wow, that is a rich color.
Oh yeah. Imagine when it's a concentrate.
Wow.
That's intense, eh?
That I'm so excited.
And so in the historical context, you have these Highlanders on their yaks doing their thing in the Himalayas, and they are going through 40 cups of tea a day. And they're drinking a lot of butter. And,
I'm on board.
Right? And that's caloric intake there.
Yeah.
That's giving you what you need to power your trip, really, right? Okay, so I have just managed to not burn myself. I'm
Congratulations.
really stoked about that.
Look how much butter is going in there.
Sorry.
We've now burnt ourselves.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's a lot of butter, eh?
That was,
Yeah.
that was like a quarter cup? Like what?
I put in 50 grams. 50
Okay.
grams. So I put in about 13 grams per serving when I'm
Okay.
making this for the bar. I also put in
A lot of salt.
a lot of salt.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is essentially how it works. And you're gonna have yourself a very high calorie tea.
Sweet.
I should have
Yeah.
told you before we sat down. This is a lot.
Yeah.
This is very rich.
Yeah, this is like dinner in a cup.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I think matcha, like in places like Japan.
All right. You
Okay.
big a fan of SeaWorld? Because we might be in the splash zone
You
here.
might be in the splash zone.
All right.
But maybe not.
Oh, fun.
Isn't
Yeah.
this so cool?
So this is what they were doing. And you just cut this from a branch. Just looking for this.
Yeah.
So you see that. That has been hand hammered.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
can see that, yeah.
Yeah, and we had to grab that. So this is made in Bhutan.
So it looks, forgive me, like it's weak chocolate milk.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. And it might even taste like that. I'm not... The thing is because this is the beginning of my journey, the beginning of our journey, to be fair, is I don't really know the best way to make it, but through a little bit of trial and error, I feel like this is gonna be pretty good. I think it would be better if we had you for 4 hours.
Do we cheers?
We can, yeah. Tashidalek.
Yes.
Tashidalek.
Tashi Dalak.
Tashidalek.
Oh, that's so smooth.
Notice how
Wow.
the salt isn't unpleasant.
No, of
it
course
almost
not.
adds sweetness, like a brightness to the end of the cup.
Oh, I could have a lot of that.
40 cups a day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, let's start with 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's so good.
And then another thing they do is they have like a basket out in the middle of the table. And in that basket, there's a bunch of puffed rice. And what you're encouraged to do is just grab a bunch of it and put it into your suja. And you just stir it in. It's kind of like having a cereal.
When would we add rice to it? Is it a meal? Is it a snack?
I'm learning. What I saw anecdotally while there is it was kind of like choose your own adventure, right? You can add when you want. I was seeing it served regularly when we were at these rural environments in the morning with breakfast. But we also had it served to us because they knew we were searching for butter tea like
Oh yeah.
all the time. And again, 40 cups of butter tea a day means you're probably not drinking all that for breakfast. So it's an all day kind of thing.
That's so good.
It's crunchier than you'd think. Oh my god, it's like cereal.
Yeah. I don't mean that in a
No.
bad way either. That's terrific.
Isn't this just so wild?
Yeah.
Like it's just so different from anything that
Yeah.
I've ever had.
So one question that I would predict, I'm guessing that those watching at home may have, that I can answer is this does not taste like butter,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can taste that there is butter, but this is not, you're not drinking butter.
No.
Right? This is very clearly, it's honestly, it's an impressive balance. It works, it all works together really, really well. And yeah, it's not like, I'm sure you saw how much butter went in there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't taste like.
No, it's not heavy.
No.
It's smooth.
It's so smooth.
The butter adds sweetness to the end.
It does.
Yeah, and it's creamy.
Yeah, this is phenomenal.
There you go. I kind of look at it like a breve.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a breve, and a breve is basically taking half and half cream and milk, and then steaming that up and pouring it over a shot of espresso.
Yeah.
This is sort of taking that texture, that idea, that richness without it being overwhelming. But if you just took straight cream, probably get problematic. So I think it does work for that reason. It's there, but it's not overwhelming for sure.
This was,
But it can be.
that's terrific.
So one of the things I love in coffee is going to a place and letting whoever's serving me do whatever they want. Because they know what they have in stock, they know what they're passionate about, they know what tastes the best, and I trust them to treat me. And I do that with Jared every time I come here. I sit down without a plan, and I'm just like, surprise me. And that's how I learned about this.
I mean, I will say, for the benefit of those keeping score at home, a little peek behind the curtain. We're like in the middle of producing however many episodes we end up with for this second season of Coffee with Serge. And you had a plan.
Yeah.
And then you contacted me and you were like, new plan.
Yeah.
Bhutanese butter tea.
As soon as Jared pulled out this teapot,
right.
I was like, oh no. And I started taking pictures and like video recording them as we're going, and I'm like, I need to tell this story. I need to share this. This is so cool.
I'm so glad you did. No, that was delicious. Jared, thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I'm really glad that you guys made a point of coming down here to do this, because one of the things that we were almost invested with by the Bhutanese government really was this idea that they really want to share this with the world.
Terrific. I have one further question. May I have some more?
Yes, you may.
Excellent, thank you.
There you go.